A weakened but still destructive Irma continues wreaking havoc in the southeast. The strong winds and heavy rain are causing unprecedented flooding in Jacksonville as the storm moves north. Florida felt the brunt of Irma's wrath Sunday with torrential rain and punishing winds. According to reports, there are 4 storm-related deaths in Florida. At least 8 million people have lost power. 10,000 people may need evacuation from the ravaged Florida Keys. And the 1-2 punch from Hurricanes Harvey and Irma could cost the nation nearly $300 billion. Congress has already approved $15 billion to victims of Hurricane Harvey in Texas. But as those funds come in, there are many people across Texas who still need help. Now we're going to see people all across Florida and the southeast who need help as well. One of the folks who is providing that assistance is Cory Hughes, a social activist. He joins me via FaceTime from Dallas. Cory, to have you on the show. You and others travel all across the Gulf Coast region providing assistance. Talk about what that was like. And, of course, the people who were saying Black Lives Matter, nowhere to be found, you were quite visible.
Yeah, Roland, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. And I think that lead question was one of the narratives that we wanted to change. So often when things happen in this country, instead of people seeing the Black Lives Matter movement as a positive movement, they look for the negative. And so what we wanted to do is make sure that we change the narrative. Generally, when hurricanes or catastrophes take place in this country, you generally, the mass media shows black men looting, they show black women begging, and of course they show the white man coming in being the hero. And so what we didn't want to do is we didn't want to wait for FEMA, we didn't want to wait for the government or the Red Cross. We wanted to take it in our hands and go out and make sure that our people that usually get looked over, our people that are generally disenfranchised, our people that are generally categorized as beggars, that they get the assistance that they needed. And so myself, along with a couple of other people, we collaborated and we made a decision that we wasn't going to wait, but we would actually put boots on the ground and be a blessing. And the response was amazing. The emotion was overwhelming, and the need was extreme.
And you didn't just go to Houston, you also went to the Golden Triangle region.
Absolutely. We went to Beaumont, Texas, Port Arthur, Texas. We were in Orange, Texas. And of course, the media really focused on Houston, Texas, but we wanted to go to a couple of areas that people weren't talking about, like small towns like Nome, Texas, that some of the houses were under as much as 5 feet of water. And so we went to the places that the Red Cross wasn't showing up to. We went to the places that maybe wasn't on the radar for FEMA or some of the superstars that were looking for media attention. So we went to the complete Golden Triangle, and we blessed people that Roland, that hadn't had water, running water in 4 or 5 days, that hadn't had a meal in 3 days, babies that hadn't had their diaper changed in 3 days. And so some of the devastation down in that area is extreme, and the need is still major as well.
And when you talk about the need down there, and now you also put Florida on top, have you already heard from people who want to also provide assistance to folks in the southeast?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think once people saw that we were a credible organization and we were credible as far as getting supplies into the people's hand, the outcry has been major from all over the country. I tell you one place, Roland, that I think that is just now starting to get attention is the U.S. Virgin Islands. That was completely devastated. So we've heard from a lot of people there that talk about they don't have power, they don't have food, some of the roads are impassable. And so not only are we going to go to Florida, but we're probably also going to try to put some supplies and boots on the ground in the Virgin Islands as well.
All right, then. Cory Hughes, we certainly appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, Roland.
All right, folks, we also want to remind you there's a huge Hurricane Harvey telethon that's going to be airing across multiple networks tonight. Michael Strahan, Beyonce, Oprah, and many others, some 60-some-odd stars are stepping up. Of course, it is taking place. It is called Hand in Hand, a benefit for Hurricane Harvey relief. Proceeds from the telethon will benefit several charities, victims from both Harvey and Irma. And again, it's airing on multiple networks. It's also going to be live stream as well. And this, of course, we've seen this before. in terms of these various telethons. And also it was rapper Bun B from Houston who got with the manager of Justin Bieber, Scooter Braun, who and then said, you know what, we need to do this. And all of a sudden this thing began to mushroom. And again, some 60 entertainers are going to be providing their assistance. Some folks will be performing, others will be answering telephone calls, accepting donations. And so again, that's airing on multiple networks tonight, also streaming live online as well. And so we certainly want all of you to participate, to watch, and also donate, because again, it might not be you today, but it could be you tomorrow. Let's go to our panel. Avis Jones-DeWeaver, a leadership strategist and author of the book, How Exceptional Black Women Lead. George Farrell, founder of Black PAC. Tiffany Lofton, a civil and labor union organizer. Folks, it's real interesting. You're having a telethon here, but this is when we see the role of government. Mm-hmm. And it trips me out, the people who whine and complain about government until they need government.
Absolutely.
Even these Tea Party folks.
Absolutely.
There was a Florida representative, I'll find his name, who was criticizing just last week the aid going to Texas and Harvey. I bet he whining this week saying, Lord, can we get some of that federal money for Florida?
Absolutely. Karma. You know, what's really interesting to me, too, is, you know, it's not so long ago that some of these same right-wing folks were talking about, we wish we could succeed now. Remember that? They were talking about trying to secede from the union specifically when Obama was president. And, you know, people forget how important government is. Another thing they tend to sort of gloss over is the fact that government helps all of us. Even though they try to paint a black face on recipients of support, it helps all of us, and it disproportionately, quite frankly, helps white people, poor whites. So when tragedies like this happen, it really, really brings to the fore really the reason why we need this sort of system in place, so that we can make sure that when tragedies happen, there is something there, there's an institution there that can help people rebuild and save their lives again.
George, you got the small government party, but they don't mind big government when you have hurricanes.
Well, when people need help, that's when government, it's a safety net, Roland. When people need help, the government is there.
Say it again? Say it again?
It's a safety net. When people need government, government is there.
Say it again?
And we also have Black PAC members.
Say it again?
Black PAC members, Carla Spalding, Derek Hankerson, safety net, Derek Hankerson, and Latresa Jones out there helping. Some of our members are helping. As a matter of fact, one of our members, Latresa Jones, was doing voter registration while she was in the shelter, helping people, cheering them up. So we have a lot of people on the ground in Florida already. I'm from Florida. I'm suffering some devastation myself, and I'm just praying for all my friends that they got out safe.
Tiffany, there are some who are saying that the Republicans in D.C. should not even think about trying to usher a massive tax cut for the rich in this country, when you're going to need billions to assist the folks in Texas, in Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, Alabama, Tennessee, the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico.
The list goes on. Absolutely. No, it's unfortunate, Roland. I have a lot of friends who were in Florida who suffered devastation that just took place, and they decided because of their lack of resources, they were unable to leave Florida. There were flights that were $600 one way on Delta leaving on Thursday, and then, as you know, flights were canceled, etc. But to see corporations profit over hurricanes that happen like this, and for folks to receive money, right now, like you're saying, Roland, this is the opportune time for government to keep people safe, and this is what we need them to do. And so them not putting money towards refurbishing, taking care of, cleaning the streets, reinstalling power, and quickly getting people to safety and getting them food and resources and water is problematic and shows the moral compass of where America is currently at.
Weekdays on TV One.
I will never lie to you.
Oh my God.
Roland Martin.
He doesn't want to talk to us. He wants to ignore us.
Uncensored.
Hell no.
That ain't gonna cut it, boo.
Unapologetic.
No, that is fundamentally false. You are wrong.
Unfiltered.
He wants an America where we all look alike. He ain't talking about black people.
Unrelenting.
You better go work out, because you got a fight on your hands.
NewsOne Now with Roland Martin. Weekdays at 7 a.m. on TV One.